Alright, y'all. So, I'm gonna do a little candid video here. I mean, all my videos are candid, but this one is off the cuff. They're all off the cuff. I don't know what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, I gotta give you a real idea of what it's like to travel in America these days. It's changed. Excuse me, there's a thing on the. Anyways, it has changed from previous years. It used to be more free spirits, and people were more open to seeing free spirits roam around. Backpackers, travelers, etc. Now, nowadays, there's an absolute hatred of anyone that's obviously not fitting the mold, or not going to work, or not on vacation in a nice vehicle with their kids. If you are a middle-aged man alone in kind of a beat-up old car like my car is, it's not that bad. It's 2012. I mean, it's not brand new, but it's not ancient. It's not falling apart. I took the bumper off. That throws people off, by the way. It really throws people off. They're like, well, what's wrong with your car? I'm like, I took the bumper off to get ground clearance, and it helps. But that's beside the point. Besides, my brother threw the bumper away when he ransacked the RV. What I'm getting at is, it's so difficult to navigate the American highway these days as a free spirit. It's not impossible, mind you. It's just very difficult. The incidences of human kindness are few and far between. It does happen. I'm not making a categorical statement against everybody. I'm just saying the percentages are not in my favor anymore. Although I will say that Hispanic people, Mexicans, etc., anyone who's a worker and a compa, paisa, they are more apt, infinitely more apt. The percentages are flipped from Americans, 1%, maybe 1% of people actually will stop and talk, say hello. Whereas, if I go up to a Mexican who's obviously working, I say, hola, ¿cómo está? Bien, gracias, all that stuff. And it's they can tell that I know Spanish, they can tell that I'm, a supporter, and I love the culture, all that stuff. I had a Mexican wife, all that stuff. I have a lot going for me to talk about. Because I do love the culture, and I do love Mexico, I do love Mexican people and Hispanic people. I love the language too. This thing is bugging me. So there was more like 90%. Almost every Mexican or South American or Puerto Rican, going a little far there. Pardon me. Almost everyone who speaks Spanish, when I come up and say, hola, ¿cómo está? Bien, hace mucho calor, ¿no? Buen trabajo hoy, sí, trabaja duro, ¿cómo estás? No, gracias. Es casi siempre me ayudan, más o menos. Pero aquí estoy. Well, I'm here in front of the Sinclair, the dinosaur gas station, right? It's 4 miles north of Pasco. I was struggling. I was this close to run out of gas. I'm so close. I don't feel safe getting back on the freeway. I probably could make it 10 miles, and there's a 76 station 4 miles down, and 76s accept my PayPal, and my PayPal is empty right now. But what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to figure out how I can approach these people in a non-threatening, friendly way that will elicit a little sympathy and elicit some help. And generally what I'm trying to do is elicit, charm, extract, language is important, extract or cajole them out of maybe $5. I mean, if people can't spare $5, I don't know what to say. I mean, I'm sitting here barefoot in the shade, only shade available. It's hot as hell. It's in the upper 90s. It's too hot to sit in the car. I got my glasses on. Again, this is a surefire way to throw them off. Everybody blows their mind. There's no lenses in the glasses. I don't know why it's such a big deal. When I don't wear them, my eyes hurt and I have to squint. When I wear them, I feel great. I have perfect vision. Now, I'm not getting into the glasses. It's just every time I talk to somebody, every time, they'll be listening for a second, and they'll say, oh, he doesn't have any lenses in his glasses, he's insane, and therefore, I should not help him. Now, okay, fair enough. Oh, there's a penny. Fair enough. But why shouldn't you help someone who's having a mental breakdown? Why shouldn't you help someone who's struggling a little bit with some form of mental illness? Why shouldn't you have some compassion on a fellow human who may be struggling with autism, like I do, Asperger's, etc., or bipolar, or mania, or anything, schizophrenia, anything that someone may be struggling with? If you interact with them and you see that they need some help, I mean, it can't possibly be clearer from our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ that you are there to help them. That's why you cross paths. And that actually gives a lot of insight into what life means and what our experience and our existence means here on this planet. When we encounter each other, when we interact with each other, when we see each other, it's not an accident. There's no accidents. There's never an accident in this reality. There's never an accident. There's no coincidences. It's only God incidences. If you understood the sheer impossibility of existence coming into being by the word of the Lord, or however you think it came into being, it's still a miracle. When you, on this floating rock in the infinite expanse of space, in the void, etc., when you encounter a fellow human being, you are, what's the word? What is the right word? You should be motivated to interact. Listen for a second. Perhaps help. Or, in my case, I need help. I need some money. But I'm offering, like, I'm going to sell these waters. These waters were $24 for $3.50. No tax, no CRV, nothing, in Idaho. And by the way, you know, in Oregon, when I get to Oregon, 24 of those is $2.40. So that's basically, what, 3 gallons of water for $1.10, even if I don't sell any. But my plan was, when I still had some money, was to get a bucket of ice and a cooler, and put these in a cooler and sit at a rest area and sell them for $1 each. Cold water. Well, now I have lukewarm water. Still, I want $1 each because I'm not going to beg, I'm going to ask. I have something to offer. Good morning. Excuse me. Sorry. How are you? Oh, the dinosaur. Yeah. So people are taking pictures of the dinosaur. The Sinclair dinosaur. We are, you know, we're running on dinosaur bones, as Johnny Cash would say. By the way, I've watched like 6 or 7 people put recycling in the trash can right there. So when I leave, I'll get the recycling, and I'll take that to Oregon. It's another $1 or $2. I mean, if it's there, just like the penny. Okay. Just like the penny, I got, the last town I stopped in, I got 22 cents. And I put $1. I ended up with $1.91 in gas, and that's like half a gallon almost. And it got me here. Now, you know, I mean, okay. So let's see how I look without any accoutrement, any of my ensemble, any of my my get up or whatever. My disguise. I'm not disguising myself. I'm not hiding anything. There's no subterfuge or guile. There's no ulterior motives. I'm not trying to trick anybody. I'm honest. And when your need is honest, when you're genuinely in need and you have no shame in what you're trying to accomplish, people pick up on that. It's too hot for shoes. Look at my feet. And I'm like a 3-year-old boy. Looked at my feet. Did a double take. Why aren't you wearing shoes? Well, I don't want to. Don't. Compa. Hola, buenas. Hola. So, anyways, let's get back to the business. task at hand and what I was trying to accomplish. 10 minutes, I've been sitting here talking to you, and I haven't been able to talk to anybody else, and I'm not really even approaching anybody because that's frowned upon on an American gas station. What the gist is, there's looks like a kind human, possibly. So I look out, I look at everybody, I size them up, and I'm not kidding that within 2 seconds, I know their life story. Approximately. I mean, I'm pretty good at this. Yesterday I was at a Starbucks in Coeur d'Alene, and the lady, the really tall, obviously the manager, the boss, had a crew of like 7 or 8 young girls doing everything, and the place was running really, really clean and smooth and efficiently, and they were pumping orders out, and she was barking orders, and it was like, it was a well-oiled machine. It was like a military operation. I picked up that she must have been a volleyball player. I mean, she's been in her 40s, and I'm like, I go up to the counter, I say, so you played volleyball, didn't you? You were a star volleyball player. She's like, and another one of the baristas like looked at me like, how the hell did you know that? I listen, I pay attention, I watch, I observe. I'm very, very intelligent. It's not my fault. Sorry, everybody. Intelligence is not a crime, yet. It's pretty close to being a crime. Freedom is not a crime. Just ask William Wallace. Just watch Braveheart again. It's worth watching again. We just watched it, me and El Burro Blanco. El Burro Blanco. I'm sorry I had to leave you. I am very sorry. Actually, I'm very sorry. I don't regret it, but I didn't mean to leave you in the lurch. You had a friend there, and it was too much. Okay, I'm getting off the point slightly, just slightly. Me traveling alone is far more difficult. When you have a partner, the partner can be out there talking to people, going to the pumps, saying hello. He's got his gig, I got my gig. I got my racket, he's got his racket. It's not a racket. I'm selling water for $1. ¿Necesita agua? Hola. ¿Necesita agua? Yo tengo. It's like I'm invisible. I'm basically invisible. It's astonishing. If this wasn't the case 10, 15, 20 years ago, when I started this 26 years ago, 99, it still was a thing where you felt like you were invisible, but people would listen, people would interact, people would talk, people would stop and say hello, people would say, hey, what's going on, man? Why are you sitting here barefoot on the concrete? Well, blood orange soda and water. See, I'm listening over here. They're looking at the car. Otra vez? Do you need cables? I have cables. I'll jump you. Man, I gotta go. Talk to you later.